Yo, Hendo here, the Average Slow Pitch. Today we're at Apodaca Park here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We're getting a chance to bring you the Proton Legacy Inverse. This is a 12.75 inch barrel. Just like with all of their bats, you can choose the end load on it. We've got a 1 ounce end load here, 26 sticker weight. We're gonna go ahead, get about 75 to 100 swings on it between field and exit velo. Once we're done with that, we'll get final compression, final thoughts. Kind of see how this thing performs for us, as we're kind of expecting with most of them. Majority of the Protons will start at that 275 mark. As you get that 100, 150 swings, sometimes a little bit more, they drop down to 250. That's where they hold max perform. So we'll see how this performs. All Pro M's today, no 52s, nothing harder than Pro M's. Pretty much all Razos, as well as the Evil BP rockets that we've been using as well, that you saw kind of in that comparison video not too long ago. So let's see how it performs, go from there. All right, real quick, we're gonna test the Proton Legacy. This is that inverse model, black and white. See where it's starting at, get our swings, go from there. Make sure this thing's not rolling around on us. This doesn't want to touch the walls. We went way too far there. Dial it up, let it sit on 0. And as is expected, right at 275. That's how all the Protons are supposed to start. If they ever start lower, you can obviously swing them, but if they fail, just get with Proton. They'll replace it for compression issues. But 275, anywhere between usually 100, 150 swings, you'll see this drop to 250, and then it'll hold until the point that obviously it doesn't or it breaks. All right, the Proton Legacy, again, this is that inverse model. This is a 26 we're swinging, 1 ounce end load. So we'll go ahead and start at 275. Between the three of us, we're gonna get nearly 100 swings on it, and then finish with kind of the velo and get your final compression. That's a little more off the end, but it'll get the job done, especially if you're just on a line like that.
Good sound.
Yeah, so if you catch the sweet spot, which the ball mark has it there, you get the traditional Proton sound, the kind of jump off the barrel feel to it. If you haven't swung a Proton before, it's got one of the better feels out there, better sounds. Obviously, we'll test forgiveness as we go. Is that off the hand?
Yeah, a little bit off the hand. I've got a couple of good ones, but you know what? It's still pretty forgiving because you don't really feel a big sting on it.
Yeah, I caught that one a little higher in the barrel. Definitely not obviously the same sound, which you don't want. You want the change in feedback, but you can also tell that it's a little stiffer, right? Yeah. So, but it makes sense. Protons have always needed to get from 275 closer to 250, which have taken 100 to 150 swings, just depending balls, all that kind of stuff, temperature, so on and so forth. So we'll see how it keeps going as we get closer and closer to that 100 swing mark. Well, there's the sweet spot, even 10 swings in. Halfway into the trees. I mean, it'll be as hot as any bat on the market off the sweet spot from the beginning. It just depends on how big that sweet spot is depending on the model. Just from here doesn't sound quite right. See, that one's a little bit lower than the actual sweet spot. Still felt good, good sound.
Nice.
Dude, that ball might have still been rising when it went out. One out left center. I mean, definitely feels great.
Oh.
Debating on buying a temporary baseball type fence so we can set it up at 300 here.
It feels like the entire Proton strip is a little stiffer than certain parts on the bat.
Yeah, like it's, I mean, if you hit it in the taper, it's like it's not gonna have any reaction on it.
Yeah. Square one up and you'll get her there.
Yeah, I don't really know how much more you want, again, out of a bat out of the wrapper. We got ball marks all up and down. I mean, this is the lowest one. I talked about earlier, caught a little low. One a little higher towards the Proton symbol. Other than that, everything's kind of centered up, so, and this felt great. So it makes me think, or lets me know, sweet spot's basically most of the legacy word, L through the C, basically. On the other side, that lines up with pretty much the right side of the P on Proton, all the way out to the T. So that's a pretty large sweet spot, straight out of the wrapper. Reminds me a lot of the kind of the forgiveness of the Louisvilles. Not quite as forgiving. I feel like the Louisvilles, you really can't miss from the start, but probably pretty close to what kind of these newer DeMarinis are doing for us, which are incredibly hot off the barrel, and then get really forgiving about 50 to 100 swings in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take some break-in time.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, is like, even though I felt like whenever you caught it on the taper,
Yeah.
you know, it didn't really sting your hands that
No.
bad. So, but there are certain spots that are stiffer than
Yeah.
the others. But it's a good bat.
You definitely got to find your sweet spot on your own.
Just a couple swings.
No, good Proton sound, man. It's like all the other ones. It sounds good. It's pretty forgiving, but
Sounded real stiff.
a little bit. But I did have some misses though.
Yeah.
Did have some misses. Good forgiveness though. Like you don't really feel a big rattle on your hand, so.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's easily gone onto our second field. It's just, it doesn't take a lot of effort, I feel like, to really get the ball to jump off this thing real well. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I think we've kind of met the intent there between the three of us. We're gonna go ahead and hop over to velo, but again, 70, I think we counted about 75, 80 swings so far, and sweet spot's crazy hot, honestly pretty darn forgiving. You really only lose any of that forgiveness if you get kind of the Y and legacy, which is pretty close to the end. I wouldn't really expect much more than that anyways, and if you get to the L or lower. So that's where you should be catching the ball anyways, hopefully majority of the time, with the majority off the sweet spot. But any kind of launch angle, throw your hands through, ball's traveling good. Let's go ahead and see how the velo goes, and then we'll come back with that final compression. As long as it's holding, it's exactly what we want kind of out of a Proton at this point. Now time for the fun part. Let's see what kind of velo forgiveness kind of average numbers we're getting here. By the end of the video, or at the end of the video, after the final velo swing, we'll actually put up an average. So you'll see a few extra swings on that average than you saw us swinging. We're not gonna make you watch all of them, but we'll start throwing the averages there for you so you can kind of see sweet spot performance versus that actual overall average on all of our swings. We really only count barrels though. Obviously we pile one to the ground, it can throw the numbers off, so we don't use that. And then if the ball straight popped up, it's not a valid number kind of for what you want on the velo.
94 miles per hour.
Not really sure I caught that one because it felt good off the barrel, but didn't really go as like I thought it would have.
86 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour.
5. Woo.
99 miles per hour. 83 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour. 81 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour. 88 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour. 83 miles per hour.
You stay away and pop.
2 more.
2 more.
broke.
Did it?
Yeah. And
What? It is broke.
So we ran into some unfortunate circumstances here. We actually did end up breaking this one pretty good. There you can kind of see the double shark tooths with a third one kind of starting there. I will say from experience, however, that's not normal for the Protons. This is the first one I've broken quickly at all. Again, it is 65 degrees out here while we're swinging it. These were all Pro-Ms between those Evils and the Razos. Everything was kept in the house last night. So just know this happens. Again, Proton has a good warranty process. All right, we're field swings and velo complete here with the Proton Legacy. As you just saw us talk about, we did end up breaking this one, so there's not going to be a final compression on it. It's not going to test the way it's supposed to. But just know, I wouldn't classify this as a normal thing for Proton, at least not from my experience. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th Proton we've put on video. Plus, we got plenty of guys out here that swing Proton as well. And this is the first one I've seen prematurely break. So I'll just chalk that up to just kind of a bad batch. Not something you typically have to worry about. I had a one-piece Neon 2 from last year that had probably 700-800 swings before I just stopped using it, and it still hadn't broke. And right around then is even when it failed compression. The hot butter you saw in video earlier this year, that one was kind of a bad batch as far as compression goes. It started low. Proton ended up swapping that one out for us, so that was no issues. This one started where it was supposed to, was pretty promising, felt kind of like the traditional Protons the way it was supposed to. And again, just kind of bad luck there. So all in all, if you haven't swung Proton, just know they have a hot sweet spot from the start, as we kind of talked about during the video. Relatively forgiving, and then around that 100-150 swing mark typically is where they're going to really open up. This one was getting pretty forgiving in the beginning. Again, no idea where the kind of compression was at that 72 swing mark, which is when it broke. We have that just because we run the pocket radar the whole time, just muted, so we still get a ball count. So we do know that there was at 72 swings is when this broke. Again, just kind of bad luck there. We'll get with Proton, we'll have this one replaced with their normal warranty process, and then get kind of a second part out for you if it makes sense to, or just bring you kind of a different model at that point. So not something you should have to worry about too much in the end. If you want to pick up a Legacy Inverse or any other Proton item, you can head over there. Code ADS will save you 70 on bats, and then I don't know what the exact amount is, but a percentage on anything else over there as well. So go ahead, hop over to Proton. If there's anything else you might need, description of the video, we've got the link tree for you. That'll take you to either the Average Dude Slow-Pitch website, which is being currently revamped, so keep an eye out for an all-new website. I'm not a website designer, so I've got someone professionally doing that one, so it'll be completely new, have a whole bunch more content there for you. Keep an eye out for that in early May for the new website. The current one, though, will still get you the Contact Us page, which can allow you to text me if you have any questions, or in that link tree, you'll see all the different affiliate links, codes we have, so that you can get discounts on any gear that you might need. If you can't find what you want there, just reach out to me on any of the social medias. Like I said, the text on Average Dude Slowpitch, whatever it might be, you can even do in the comments here on YouTube. I try to read and respond to as many of those as I can, and I'll help get you squared away or get you in contact with somebody who can get you squared away as well with the best pricing, fastest shipping. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Sorry it ended a little bit earlier than normal. Again, not a normal occurrence from Proton, so not something you should really have to worry about. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.